Tree walk
We are
attraction.
live. All right, hold on. Well, good morning, Marie. And how are you this fine Sunday morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. I mean, we're getting some pretty nice weather here. So, how could you be anything but happy with what's going on weather wise?
That's true. That's true. It's kind of almost like a little summer day out there for us today, I think.
It is. I'm going to take advantage of it. That's for sure. So, we got quite the day and the program planned for today. What do you think, Marie?
Well, I tell you, maybe we should go to take a look over there at this Cape Smoky today.
I definitely think the residents of Victoria County need to know what's up. We've got some great information, and it's all information we've supplied in the comments. And if you want to join along and good morning, Snowy, and look at the articles that we're using for reference, as everything we always source. This is not stuff we pull out of our head, although some people might think so. These are always facts based on somebody else who's published the articles. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead with our first article today, Marie.
All right. Well, this one's by CBC. Tree walk attraction closer to reality after officials from Cape Breton visit Czech Republic. This was by Tom Ayres just 5 days ago. Developers in Ingonish, Nova Scotia, are a step closer to getting a tree walk and lookout tower built on top of Cape Smoky after officials from Victoria County took a trip to the Czech Republic. Staff from the Municipal Office, the Planning Commission, and the local Economic Development Agency spent 8 days in Europe meeting with tree walk architects and local government officials to get a sense of the impact the attractions have on planning rules and tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So, over the last several years, the owners of Destination Cape Breton Smoky have revamped the ski hill, added a year-round gondola, and are now building accommodations. You've been there, Janet.
I have. I think something fell apart with the accommodations part, but keep going.
Yep. Victoria County Warden Bruce Morrison said a tree walk could lead to millions of dollars more in development in Ingonish. This has been a generational investment that has been put in here, he said. They've invested over 40 million to this point, so we want to look forward and plan as they progress with this project. The developers say the tree walk and a proposed craft brewery have both been put on hold because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Planning Commission had technical questions. They have been planning the tree walk for years, but have been unable to get a building permit for the lookout tower, partly because the building code doesn't have any specifications for that, said Eastern District Planning Commission Director John Bain. We haven't seen anything like this.
Keep going. No, I'm responding to a comment. Sorry, my bad. Keep going, darling.
Good. We haven't seen anything like this, obviously, in our area, so there were technical questions, he said. Tree walks are ramps and lead people through a forest up to a tower that rises above the canopy. Technical. Bain said a building permit has been issued for the tree walk itself, but it was the tower that raised questions, particularly about fire safety. Ironically, there was a fire just a few days ago there. So anyway, that's one of the main reasons for the trip to Czech Republic, where the attractions have been used to revitalize the tourist economy in small communities, he said. It was good to see it.
Could you imagine, Marie, with the technology we have today with Zoom and Teams meetings and face calling and the ability for people to use data and be able to show people things that are not here and, to be able to see things that are over in the Czech Republic. But they literally took a nice paid cushy vacation on the taxpayer's bill to go over to the Czech Republic to see what was going on over there.
They wanted to put their feet right on it themselves, or else they could not possibly understand, it seems. I don't know
what
planet these people are from, but nonetheless.
if they haven't got enough vision in their mind to see something and they have to actually physically be on it, maybe they should not physically be on the council, because I don't feel they've got enough vision, to encompass all the jobs and what their role consists of. So I think that they should be fired for taking that taxpayer money and going on a bullshit vacation. But keep going, Marie. That's just
All right. No worries. It was good to see it because you can see a sort of plan, but to be actually on it and see how long it took us to get off the tree walk and stuff like that, you just can't do from drawings, being said. So, like you said, I think you kind of can. I think you can see if there was a video or something that they could have showed people like exiting off of a tree ramp. I have a really hard time with the fact that they're acting like this is absolutely needed. This was absolute. There was no way around it.
Yeah.
So
Joke.
the attraction in Ingonish is planned for the top of the ski hill, which will provide visitors with a vista of the Cape Breton Highlands and the Atlantic Ocean, which is just lovely. But tree walk will be transformational, says Bain. The tree walks themselves are just spectacular, Bain said. The one in Ingonish, it's going to be transformational. They have boosted local economies in the Czech Republic and will likely have the same effect in Victoria County, he said. The Planning Commission covered the cost of 2 employees going to Europe, and Victoria County paid for 2.5 employees. Morrison said the Cape Breton. Yeah.
Wait, how do we pay for 2.5 employees? How do they get a half employee?
I'm just picturing it. I mean, I don't know, half a plane seat, half the luggage. I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they split that up, but they did split up the cost apparently.
Okay.
They split it up. Morrison said the Cape Breton Partnership covered half the cost of the trip for the county's economic development officer, and the county sent the chief administrative officer and the tourism director. So the Cape Breton Partnership, if they covered half the cost, the Planning Commission covered the cost of 2 employees going to Europe, and Victoria County paid for 2.5 employees. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at math, I don't think, Janet.
No, and it's Sunday morning. Don't math us out.
Yeah. Okay, so the $12,000 price tag for Victoria County could pay off in millions of dollars in more development in Ingonish, although some constituents objected, he said. You're going to get that with any kind of exercise such as this, but we felt it was worth the cost, Morrison said. We felt it was an investment to get an idea of what the project would look like once it's complete.
I love how they call vacations paid for by taxpayers investments, especially when the investments, vacation.
We felt it was an investment to get an idea.
It goes, I mean, it was great. They've got lots of pictures, lots of information, but when it comes straight down to it, they've got no deliverables. There's no tower, and there's not even a piece of wood that you can even consider part of it yet. Bullshit. No. So keep going. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. I'm glad you brought that up because I think we have something later to say about that. Bain said having visited the Czech Republic and seen tree walks up close, officials can now adapt planning documents to safely accommodate the attractions in Victoria County. The Planning Commission is looking forward to approving a building permit for the tower once an application is received, he said.
So wait now. They're telling me that developers that use blueprints to make designs to build things had to go and see it in person because they're not able to read a design of a blueprint.
Once he had his feet on it, he had to have his feet on it in order to understand how long it would take him to get off of the tower. I'm just picturing, this was all about him saying this like as if this is somehow a reason to be throwing $12,000 away on this municipality, Victoria County municipality.
All right, so let's get rid of this. We've gave the basis and the foundation of what's going on with what's next. What does Cabot want next? And here's where it's going to get real interesting. Hold on, I bring up the next one that Marie is going to look at for us. And this one is straight from Victoria County themselves. And let's see what they've got to say about that. Hold on. Stop that. Present. Next piece of information, which is local improvement charge. So let's see exactly what is a local improvement charge. And if you want to bring this up and be able to read it for yourselves, we definitely put all the links in there so that you're able to do that. So go ahead, Marie, tell us what are local improvements and local improvement charges.
All right. Well, Let me just see here, Janet, as I'm looking through my bylaws here.
Or Marie's inundated with too much info.
As long as I've got so much going on here, you wouldn't believe. But this is supposed to be the bylaws of Victoria County, right? That's not it.
This is the document number 2. So I'll start
Mhm.
reading it, and you can take up.
Please
So first
do.
is the question. It's the question page.
Yes, I know. Somehow I lost it, but nonetheless, what's it called?
So it's the Victoria charges. Good morning, Sandra. Victoria County, naturally connected. What are local improvements and local improvement charges?
Check.
Hold on. Do you need me to send that to you again? Give me
No, it's all good. Don't even worry about it because it'll go through the phone. But nonetheless, carry on. You go ahead and read because I know what you're going on here.
All right. So after each question, we're going to have a little discussion, everyone. Okay. So a local improvement is a new or an extension to an existing municipal water, sewer, or street improvement. A local improvement charge is the cost to the property owner receiving benefit from the improvement. Victoria County Council is pursuing an interest in charges to these types of costs and have passed a draft bylaw. So what they're saying here, in a nutshell, is everyone in Victoria County, they're going to impose this new improvement charge onto your existing tax bills, and you're going to be paying for all the infrastructure that apparently you're going to be using for Cabot to build this tree walk. Now, I'm not sure if maybe they're going to put it in your backyard. You'll have your own little walkway going through it.
Would not be nice.
Inevitably paying for it. But I have a
I don't think
suspicion
so,
that
though.
you'll be like the rest of us, except you'll have to pay to get in there, pay to use these services, and you're going to be paying for this company to make money off of your taxes. How does that make sense? So has anybody got any feedback they would like to share regarding a local improvement charge, and how they can even have the audacity to charge people in Victoria County to help a corporation that has already been given, we're going to show you the article, they've already been given a $2.5 million federal funding. Okay. So they already have lots of money. They're a big major corporation. They're making profits. They, got it for a song, $370,000. They got that area and that resort. That was a steal for that part of Cape Breton because it's very, very posh, we'll say, for if you're a developer and you're going to be putting things in there that are going to attract people from all over the world. So because this company wants to make more in their bottom line, and they weren't very happy with all the money they lost in the pandemic, they had this really good idea. Let's get the taxpayers to pay for it. Wow. So that's basically what's going on. So the next question, I don't see anybody with any questions regarding it. Who pays a local improvement charge? Well, as drafted, all properties which front a road on which municipal service would be installed or extended would be levied as a local improvement charge. If a new lot is created after the service is installed on that same road in the municipal service, it too would be levied as a local improvement charge. So how is the local improvement charge calculated? Okay, because the rich get richer off the backs of us little people. Exactly, Marlies. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
The local improvement charge can be calculated in several ways. All right. Uniform amount of each property, property frontage, property use, area, assessed value, or any combination of the two or more methods. In each instance, the municipality would try to calculate the charge in a manner most appropriate to the location. So what this means is they're going to take your assessments of your current home assessment, and they're going to gather a percentage of what you should be paying. Now, what is the population down there? Let's hold on now.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Let's take a look at what the population is. So before we go on, I'm going to be going on to question 4. So hold on now. Go back to where did I put those pictures at? Give me a second while I find them. Sorry for the delay. This is a program
it's what I'm having over here.
Some of the things we're going to show you is repulsive. It's literally,
to us it is, and it should be to you guys who are actually going to get that bill. It's not going to be us who's getting the bill here this time. It's you guys. So, you might want to pay attention to that.
Show you the importance of how this is going to affect you all because of how many people literally are going to be paying it. So, my God.
And we hid it somewhere in that file.
I
I
sent
know
Marie a bunch
basically.
after.
I know the full, I think, is approximately 7,000 is
I
all.
got it.
Okay, good.
I finally found it. Okay. So
Good.
just loading it onto the screen now. Now, this is important if you're living in this area, okay? So the municipality of the County of Victoria is a county municipality in Cape Breton Island. It provides local government to about 7,000 residents. 7,000 residents. Keep that number in your mind because it's pretty important, okay? So the residents of the eponymous historical county, except for the Wagmatuck Reserve. The municipal offices are in the village of Bedeck. Okay, so that's one piece of information. So again, total population, 7,089 people, all right, is what's located there in Victoria County. So the next thing here is, let's see, what was this one that we shared? So Bolaz is among a group of Czech businessmen who purchased the property from the province for $370,000 in 2019. The construction of the tree walk is the crowning jewel of their proposal. So when they pitched their idea and their whole entire plan to the government back in 2019, when they were purchasing it for next to nothing, they let them know on exactly how they were going to improve the tourism, bring all millions of dollars from all around the world and help the people in Victoria County. This is why they got that money, and this is why they put business in this particular area of town. So they discovered that in Europe, there's several of these tree walk facilities. It creates this year-round opportunity for activities, employment, tourists, and especially for the local communities. They're really going out of their way to help you in Victoria County, I hope you know. All right. So the last said the first phase of the project includes the gondola, the tree walk, and some hill improvements, expected to cost $26 million. Also, the brewery was slated to open. So let me pull this back off. We're going to go back to the Victoria County questions, okay, which again are quite important. So bear with me here. I get this information back onto. There is a method to their madness. There certainly is.
It's a lot of stuff to line up. It's different dates and such, but if you line up those dates, you understand what we're telling you here. Like, this is not anything we have to tell you. It's there. It's all in writing. There's actually, I believe, what is it, a petition going around, Janet, that we shared? Yeah.
So here's where it becomes important for people in Victoria County. You really need to band together right now, because as long as 2/3 of you do not vote to have this and make sure that your vote is counted, the other 1/3 that may want it, and probably not even that many that would want it, because whoever is wanting this, whoever's wanting their taxes to be raised by God knows how much, and to have to pay that, times are tough right now. Everybody wants to pay extra tax. I don't think so.
Because we get so much for it, we seem to, right? Anyway.
So just make sure that you're part of the vote and make sure that you're saying no. So how are local improvements identified? So again, right from Victoria County, local improvements are identified in multiple ways. Residents can identify a local improvement they would like the municipality to consider by petition. How many of you have actually asked to have this, municipality to consider these petitions? I don't think anybody. I've never heard of any of the locals talking about it. I got lots of family down that way. Next thing, municipal councillors have identified several local improvements in previous years that are being considered. Well, isn't that nice of the councillors to reach into the people who voted for them and think that they should pay an extra tax? That's awful sweet and mighty nice of them, right? And then municipal staff may also identify local improvements necessary for improved public health. How is this going to make them healthy? They live around the ocean. That's health in itself right there, mental health. And safety are critical for the controlled management of residential or commercial industrial growth. Well, anything to do with industrial growth should be the industry who's bringing it forth. Why should the taxpayers have to pay for industrial growth? I mean, we're going to not be able to put food in our fridge, roof over our head, but they'll be able to have all sorts of money for their stakeholders and have lots of profit. I'm sure going hungry will be so worth it, right? So let's see. Yeah. Why? So Marilee's saying, how is that a local improvement when it's owned by a Czech company? Yes, it brings money to the area, but you're making someone in another country rich. Right? Exactly. And your taxes are going to go up because of not anything that's going to benefit you ever in the future, unless you work for them and then you're paying taxes and you're getting taxes off your paycheck and you're slaving for them now. Sounds super awesome for not you. So why do I have to pay a local improvement charge when they weren't charged in the past? Oh, well, let's read the answer. Municipal systems are becoming more expensive to construct. Oh, I feel so bad for the multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Honest to
Oh,
God.
can you
Yeah.
take the food out of my fridge and resell it? Oh, I just feel so bad for you. So let's see. So more expensive to construct, maintain, operate, and replace. While most of the capital expense is still borne by the municipality, a relatively small contribution from the property owner who will directly benefit from the improvement is also required. Many municipalities across Nova Scotia have similar requirements. So all my neighbors jump into a fire, way
Yeah.
up the road. Oh, I mean, my neighbors like jumping into a fire. I should jump into a fire too.
It,
No,
it
I don't
doesn't
care
comfort
who
me
it
at all that other municipalities are doing this. Like
right.
every one of them are
Well, here's
crooked.
the thing.
So yeah, they're all doing it.
So Mary Lee said if it's roads or sewers, okay. And you know what? Roads leading to their business, sewers for their customers. So how exactly everybody living down there already has roads? I mean, you're not helicopter and, teleporting in and out from your house. I don't think so. And I don't think anybody down there has porta potties or what were those old things? The
Outhouses.
thank you, outhouses. Pretty sure
Mhm.
these things that they're looking for you to pay for, you already own. So I bet you'd feel right comfy now helping this corporation put in their shitters and roads for people that ain't from here and shipping them in from all over the world. We know how well that's been going, right? Okay. So I was going to say shithouse. It's true. So that's why we have to pay it because they don't want to. They don't want to pay for that. It's going to hurt their bottom line and they just want you to pay for it because, they think it's a good idea. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea that you're paying for their roads and their infrastructure for the sewer in their business? How weird is that? Imagine Walmart came here and said, "Yeah, guys, until you pay for us to have a road, pay for this, pay for that. How about you build it in a way so that you're paying for it yourself, and we'll go and support your business? How about that?" All right. So
Are we sure that didn't happen? Maybe we should be looking that up. I'm sure. I bet it did.
well,
It says, other municipalities across Nova Scotia. I bet CBRM is one of them, Janet.
well, God only knows, Marie.
We're going to have to look at that now. Anyway.
So in an LIC, so local improvement charge bylaw, would you get an opportunity to comment on a proposed local improvement? Yes. Yes, you do get a chance to talk about it. You get an actual vote. Okay. So all property owners affected by a local improvement have an opportunity to comment on the proposal, either through a petition or direct communication with your municipality. So you need to make sure you are in direct communication with your municipality, the councillors that are representing your district, and make sure that you have your voice known. God, no, we don't want this. There's 7,089 of you down in Victoria County. You get your petition, and it's already online, so that it's circulating now, okay? You need to make sure you get to that townhouse meeting that they're having in October, and we'll share the time.
We'll repost it.
Yes, because that is where you're going to get your voice heard, and unless you want your taxes to go up, you better make sure you're there. I'm not even joking.
Wake up.
You're going to be paying more. Okay. And some people are barely able to get their taxes paid now. So if you aren't able to get your taxes paid and they put them up, you're going to lose what you own. Could you imagine losing what you own so that this place could have your money and make money off of it? Sounds like
it's pretty scary to think like what they're trying to say is that they'll take away your property if you refuse to pay this extra tax that's going to be levied on you for a private corporation. Really, that's what's really the bottom line, right?
Marley says CBRM probably is, but we don't spend money here. We don't have any to spend, apparently. I can't think
good point.
Spent on improvements unless it's to New Dawn. It's so true. 100%. We're with you, Marley. So what level of support is required for the municipality to consider a local improvement? The municipality would require 2/3 of the property owners affected by the proposed local improvement to express support that it will be considered. So you need to 2/3 express you do not support it. You do not. Why would you support having your taxes raised? Okay, that would be silly. especially how many millions they need. And there's only 7,000 of you. You imagine how much money that would be tacked onto your tax bill to make that much money for this company to be able to do those improvements.
You know they're going to say jobs, Janet. They're going to say jobs, jobs, jobs.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure a tree walk, I mean, there's probably, 50, please, 50 people to build it. And then afterwards, it'd be one person taking the ticket while you walk up the boardwalk anything, and there'll be no job.
Yeah.
It's just craziness. All right. So if I'm the 1/3 in the 1/3 property owners who do not support the local improvement, so they're already thinking that 2/3 of you are going to say yes and 1/3 is going to say no. I'm thinking 2/3 of you are going to say no, and they won't even get 1/3 of you saying yes. All right.
And if you know what's going to happen, right? It's just.
So, yeah, the municipality completes a local improvement supported by 2/3 or more of the property owners. All pay the local improvement charge, even if they did not support it. Did you hear that? So if you don't support it and you don't vote, you're going to pay, right? So this is important. And this is really important to share this feed so that other people can take the information. All these links are put into the comments so that other people can look at the documents that we're looking at and make sure that other people on the other side of Cape Breton don't get it in the ass, all right? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to gently give it to you right in the rear. And not gentle about it, okay? So let's see. How long would I have to pay the local improvement charge? Well, you can pay on the local improvement charge in one lump sum or in equal installments over 10 years. 10 years? Well, goodness. What if I'm going to agree to pay God knows, a surprise tax of how much money for 10 full years? God, everything could change in 10 years. You could be broke, you could be disabled, you could be sick.
Well, the ones who own the corporation are going to be making how much within that 10-year period, but you're going to be paying for it still. I love it. It sounds like a wonderful business model. I can see why this is so beneficial to some and not all.
Exactly, Marlies. What is the lump sum? Well, that's going to be part of the surprise, like a little Christmas present. You open it up and you're like, oh, that's what's going to happen there. Okay, because they don't want to tell you that just yet. Because first they want to make sure you're all going to agree to a surprise tax. That's going to be step one.
First, I agree, and the rest comes later once you really know what's But carry on,
Here's the interesting fun period, or the fun fact here. So the local improvement charge constitutes a first lien on property in the same manner as property taxes under the Assessment Act. Can you imagine? You decide you're not going to pay it. You're just like, no, I'm not going to pay it. Well, they're going to put that pretty little lien on your property. And
that's the worst part of this. That's what
leaning on a tree. I mean, lien of, we're sorry, you're in arrears and you can get the heck out of your home because we need it now for taxes and we're going to take it on you because you didn't pay for Cabot's infrastructure.
Right.
Sounds good. All right. All right. So is a municipality seeking grants from other levels of government for local improvements?
You bet your boots.
They are. They've already been given a $2.5 million. So they ruin your credit as well. Exactly, Marlies. Everybody loves their credit ruined for corporations making money off your bucks. That sounds fun, right? So yeah, the municipality actively monitors and works with its provincial and federal counterparts to identify and secure infrastructure building. And we're going to get to that, okay? We've got more info for that. Now, next question. If a local improvement is completed, am I responsible for any other charges or costs associated with the municipal service? Why, yes, you are. Yes, you sure are. So let's see. In case of water services, the property owner is also responsible for a connection fee, the cost of lateral to the main, a quarterly water bill, and an annual fire hydrant charge. If pumping or pressure systems are required to bring the service any specific location on the property, these costs are also the responsibility of the property owner, which means they all get lumped into that wonderful local improvement charge. Doesn't that sound fun, everyone? Huh? Yeah, sounds fun if you want to take the risk of losing your property. If you want to gamble your property, and if you're going to have property to give to your kids or whoever else you want to sell it, do whatever, don't agree to this local improvement fee because the only one that's going to improve and help is not you. It's going to be Cabot and their directors and stakeholders. That's who's going to benefit here. Okay, my property doesn't have a road frontage, but I would like to connect to municipal water or sewer extended because of the local improvement fee. Do I have to pay the local improvement charge? Why, yes. You would be required to pay the other associated costs mentioned above. Okay, so, and if I subdivide my property after the local improvement charge has been calculated and billed, do I have to pay the local improvement charge on the subdivided properties? Yes. Yes, you do. There's no getting out of this. We're going to get you and strangle you into this property tax, whether you like it or not. And
One way or another.
there's no gray
Gonna
areas.
get you.
There's no changing the agreement, because once that is bound into their agreement, that parcel of land, they don't care who owns it, is bound to these taxes. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like your arm is bound to your shoulder, you'll be bound for life to these taxes.
Yeah.
So, or at least for 10 years.
Well, for 10 years.
All right. So what?
Or you can do it right away. You can lop it off right away. Just cut your arm off right away.
Well, this is the next question and the last question, Marie. So what happens if I sell my property while still making payments on the local improvement charge? So if you sell your property, all right, if you sell a property subject to a local improvement charge prior to paying the full amount, okay, it's just like an outstanding property tax. The entire balance becomes due prior to your closing the sale. So you get to pay your full 10 years of local improvement charges up front, or guess what? They put a lien on the property sale and you don't get to sell your home until you pay the tax collector. That sounds pretty fair.
Are you hearing that? Unless we have this wrong, somebody give a shout out if we've got this wrong, but we're reading this, you're reading this.
Marlise, so
right,
here's Marlise's question. So what we're saying, she owns 3 properties, so I'd have to pay 3 separate improvement charges. You got it right, Marlise. The more you own, the more you pay, unless you're Cabot, because they own a lot and they're looking to pay a little, okay? So then the new owners get dinged with that same tax as well on their same property. That's right. Just like when you buy a car, you pay the taxes. You sell the car, the next person pays the taxes. It's exactly like that. Doesn't it sound like a Ponzi scheme? So hold on. Let's get into how much money they've already gotten. Okay. It gets better. We can't make this shit up. This is unreal, is what this is.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Let's see. And why don't you look at your local councillors and see how many of them happen to be a stakeholder or on the board of Cabot? That could be interesting too. So hold on.
So I'm looking at the Government of Canada page here. Is this where we're going here, Janet, with the Cape Smoky to become premier year-round tourism destination?
Yes. So you go ahead with that one, Marie, when you're ready. I got it up on the screen for the viewers to follow along.
Okay, this is from the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. News release, major renovations and development at local ski hill brings investment and jobs to Ingonish. May 18th, 2021, Ingonish, Nova Scotia, Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, ACOA. With public health and travel restrictions still in place, the tourism industry is facing a long and challenging road to recovery. That is why the Government of Canada is investing in businesses like Cape Smoky Holding Limited, a family-friendly destination in Ingonish, to help the tourism industry thrive, grow, and come back strong. Federal support for tourism in Cape Breton. Today, Jaime Batiste, Member of Parliament for Sydney, Victoria, announced a repayable contribution of $2,500,000 to Cape Smoky Holding Limited to develop its facilities into a multifunctional year-round tourism destination.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So Jaime gave $2.5 million, and this is repayable, and they probably get 50 years to repay it at $5 a month. No interest.
We can look that up. I didn't look that up for you to see.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So
but nonetheless, we'll take a look.
Money. It is sound like a pyramid scheme, right? So they've already gotten money from the federal government, but they haven't gotten enough yet. They haven't gotten enough from their $54 gondola ride per person that takes literally 6 minutes to get you up and get you down, and that's it. You get one ride per $54. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can stay at the top and look around and then get bored after about a half an hour of that, and then you get to go back down. Oh,
and
God.
So if you're Janet, you'll find Slimy Jaime down there, and you'll interview him in an impromptu kind of a way, which was amazing.
Carry on.
All right, so here we go. The announcement was made on behalf of the Honorable Melanie Jolly, Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages. See, I'm not very good with the names, guys, so sorry. This investment will support work on a new gondola lift, a tree walk experience, and upgrades to the ski hill. These unique activities and improvements will enable Cape Smoky to attract more visitors to the area once it is safe to travel again, boosting local tourism and the economy. The project is expected to create up to 85 permanent jobs in Ingonish.
Oh, I wonder how many people are working there now. And they're probably seasonal right now.
I wonder. Maybe someone knows. Maybe someone can let us know that. Today's announcement further demonstrates the Government of Canada's commitment to help position the tourism sector and the region for a strong recovery. Upon completion, Cape Smoky will be another anchor in the development of the Cabot Trail as a premier travel destination, adding to the list of amazing places, experiences, and products Atlantic Canada has to offer. Quote.
There's no doubt about that. Atlantic Canada has amazing things to offer.
Absolutely, we did.
It 100% is a great tourism opportunity, but not funded on the public's back on a tax on top of a tax. What do they think they're doing? They've already gotten $2.5 million from the federal government. God knows what they've gotten from the provincial government. We haven't really researched enough yet, but we can do a follow-up on this show with the extra details. And if anybody else has them, go ahead and directly message Marie or myself, because people need to know that they're getting it from behind if they don't speak up. So go ahead. Sorry, Marie.
Yeah, no worries. Quotes. We know how important the tourism industry is to Atlantic Canada's economy, and I want all tourism operators to know that we hear you and recognize the challenges you're facing. We are investing now to support the strong recovery of this vital sector. Darren Fisher, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages, and Member of Parliament for Dartmouth Cole Harbour. Prior to the pandemic, the Cabot Trail and surrounding areas had seen significant growth in the number of new businesses and visitors to the region. The renovations and additions at Cape Smoky will bring a major boost to the area to complement existing offerings and contribute to the rebound of the local tourism industry once it's safe for people to travel. Jaime Batiste, Jaime, Member of Parliament for Sydney, Victoria. Okay. There is a special value to Nova Scotia that has often been overlooked, fearing that big development can't see a return. Even through this global pandemic, Cape Smoky recognizes its untapped potential and is thankful to ACOA and the province for supporting our efforts in bringing Cape Breton Island and Nova Scotia to the limelight. Joseph Ballard, President of the Cape Smoky Holding Limited.
So let's hold off on the ACOA. Now, ACOA is the Atlantic Coastal Opportunities Agency, which also gets money from the federal government. So this is two different sources of federal funding now. They're getting it through Jaime for the federal department, and they're getting it through ACOA. So that's two different revenue avenues that they're getting our taxpayer dollars from already. And they want to add some liens and stuff onto your property taxes. Oh, I bet you're just excited about that. Keep going, Marie.
It sounds to me like they want it for free and they want all of the benefit for themselves and everybody else to be holding that bag right up until the end. And if it was to fall through,
85 jobs in a population of 7,089 people. Wow, what a lottery that is, huh?
That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, there were no jobs before. I don't know.
Have you ever been to Canada's,
worth all of those taxes,
Marie? Have you been to Canada's Wonderland?
Right.
I'm asking, have you been to Canada's Wonderland?
Oh, yeah, honestly, yeah, I have many times.
What's the purpose of Canada's Wonderland? Is it not attractions of different sorts and many different things to entertain people? Well, let's just picture a tree walk. A tree walk, let's just imagine that there was a tree walk inside of Canada's Wonderland. How many people would you actually need to allow people onto the tree walk? Now, at Canada's Wonderland, they have one attendant to allow people to take the ticket and up you go. Enjoy your ride. Now,
and possibly one at the bottom, obviously, right? To, if it's at a different exit, but
so let's assume there's two people working this amazing tree walk. So what jobs are they talking about other than the people who are being paid to construct it? Sounds a little bit ridiculous. So they already have a restaurant there. Those employees are already having their jobs and they're seasonal. They already have a ski resort there. Again, seasonal based on the snow that we get. And then any of these other things. These things are based on seasonal for the most part. And if the tree walk does make for year-round business, so they'll have the 85 existing people there. They won't be getting laid off. They won't be getting their EI that they're used to getting. And I mean, a lot of people really love that winter vacation money. So I'm sure they'll love to work all year round for the huge bucks Cabot probably pays. And, that big, huge jump to the employee contribution here with that tree walk. So keep going.
Well, they were just quick facts that they want us all to know to kind of sell us on this. Cape Smoky will offer a wide range of year-round activities that include a tree walk, hiking, skiing, skinning, backcountry skiing, that is. I didn't even know what that was. Mountain biking and skidoo trails, archery, zip lining, tree-top obstacle courses, and more.
Sorry, but let's talk about this quick fact. Now, things like, again, the tree walk is going to employ 2 people max, okay? Hiking. You don't need anybody to go hiking. What do you got, a stroller? You're going to be somebody else's mom? No, you hike alone. Okay, that's how it works. Skiing.
I understand the salting and like, probably, clearing the snow and such like that definitely would be, but I don't know, man. Yeah.
Okay. So Marlise says up in Vancouver, there's 51 to 200 employees, a 310-meter tree walk. Okay, good to know. Yeah. I'm not sure how they have that many people for a tree walk. What exactly are they doing for their work, Marlise? If you could explain a little further. It sounds
I would love to know what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm envisioning something different than what's in reality then. Can you tell us more while we're going through these other facts about how that would employ that many people? So read the next fact on this one, Marie.
Okay. The Cape Smoky Gondola will be the first gondola attraction in Atlantic Canada. And it is nice. I mean, you've been on it. It is nice, but wow, it was pricey and it's pricey to go on. Upon completion, right?
I did. It was fun.
Upon completion, the Cape Smoky Tree Walk will be the first of its kind in North America, reaching heights of 32 meters. Repayable funding for this project is provided through ACOA's Regional Economic Growth through Innovation, or EGI program. So that's that.
So Marlise says that in the tree walk that are in Vancouver, they do tours. Now, I'm not sure how the tour would work. Okay, over there is the ocean. Over there is the forest with more trees. Oh, look, I think I saw a bear, fox, wolf, coyote, or something in the woods with fur. Look at it go.
Is it like a maze where perhaps they need to be guided out?
I don't know. I mean, it did look pretty fancy there, looking at the actual picture.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's what I'm wondering. Like, so if they have one on each level or at each entrance exit, I don't know why they would, but.
Okay, so let's pull this away and let's take another look at this tree walk again. So hold on. Bring that up so that we can actually.
I mean, we're not dissing the tree walk idea. It's a great idea. I just think that they should pay for their own darn thing that they're going to be making a lot of money from. They act like Victoria is going to just flourish over this. And I'm like, well, to what extent, really?
I don't know. But let's just envision here, because I don't need to put my feet on it to envision how it will work. I can see quite clearly in my mind's eye of what this is. Now, when we're going here, what would they actually have to talk about on the tour? Over there, way over there where you can't see, is a restaurant. Way over there is the fishing village. And that, like, what are they going to talk about on this tour?
So I got another question. So Marlise is telling us that there is a tree walk, indeed, in Canada. Why did we go to the Czech Republic? Because the Czech Republic guy owns it. Is this what you're telling me?
Well, because they probably already been to BC before, Marie. Okay. And they didn't want to go inside of Canada. That's kind of a boring.
That's what I'm wondering, right? Was this just a joyride to go across the ocean to a place in Europe? Which, I mean, anybody would like to if they could get away with it to get a free trip. But I don't think that's fair to the taxpayers to have to be footing that bill on top of a bill for the corporation that is from another country, apparently. Is this true that they're from another country? Because that's what I thought were saying in the beginning, and I did not do my homework. So honestly, no.
We're very interested in learning how they can talk about, if they did do tours on here and how they would employ several people for something like this. Okay, so maybe they would need safety officers on each level of it. That would make sense to me. They could have gone to Quebec. So there's even one in Quebec, Marlise is saying. So there's plenty of options.
Czech Republic, $12,000 price tag. Cape Breton Partnership paid for half. A couple of the divisions there of government paid for 2.5 employees. So I'm not sure how in the heck that's working out for everybody else when they look at this and they say, wow, my taxes are going up again this year. What a shame. I think it's time people start speaking up and speaking out about it before it gets more out of hand than it's already been. In the CBRM, we all know how bad it is. We know what has happened. We know that their fiscal mismanagement has cost us all a freaking lot of money extra than we do not really need to be paying.
Exactly.
We don't have proper infrastructure. We don't have proper wastewater management done yet that I understand. I mean, it seems like everything's always right up in the air and in the middle. Oh, we're waiting for this funding. We're waiting for that. But we do get funding. I think that the problem is that whoever, I hate to say, but the people who are budgeting in City Hall right now are not focusing on the things they need to be focusing on. They're concerning themselves with finding nice little cushy places to send people like Copenhagen and such. When again, did the feet really need to be on the ground there? Did they
No.
really need to be? Because I understand things when I'm looking at videos and such. I mean, I'm no scientist or nobody going to be planning no city anytime soon, although I would like to. I'll never get an opportunity. But, you know, like, why did they have to go there specifically together? We had the deputy mayor and the mayor go off to Copenhagen just a few months ago, right?
Exactly. Marlise has shared a treetop walk, and it's all throughout Canada, these different locations inside Canada where these councillors should have and could have went if they needed to absolutely touch this tree walk, because they couldn't envision it in their non-imaginationary minds. They couldn't do that. And video calls and conferences of that sort were just not, they weren't even considering that, because, you know, they had some taxpayer money and they figured this was a better way to utilize it rather than investing in something that would pay off now and hope for rolling the dice like they're doing here and hoping on this corporation to be the win all, the be all, and the everything to this community, which we know it's not. So please share this post. That's all the information we have to present to you today regarding this. But if there's anything else that anybody wants to share, bring to our attention, please direct message, like I said, myself or Marie St. John, so that we can get the information out. Help. Oh, you know what I do need to do? I got to show you is when this is going to take place. Hold on. I do need to show you that, guys, because that's important to make sure that people get to this function.
Yes. On the 10th, is it? For some reason, I think.
Pardon?
You need to get there. It's on the 10th, I thought, for some reason, but
yeah,
might
they
be wrong.
need to make sure. I think you're right about that, but I just want to show them the actual information that was put online for them to get to
so
it.
They know where to go and what time, and to make sure you show up. Get your neighbors together and get over there and speak up for yourselves rather than just let it happen. Because letting it happen is exactly what they expect us all to do, to just take it because we're just the lowly taxpayers and we don't know any better. We need to start looking at their budgets and paying attention to where they're spending our money, because clearly there's something wrong. We are not getting anywhere on this island.
Hold on. I found it. And this is the important part for the residents in Victoria County. All right.
Okay.
If you're not there, you do not get to have your say. Okay.
Right.
You see this.
And you don't get to complain.
Right. So this is your local improvement charges bylaw public hearing. This is the important thing. It is Tuesday, October the 10th at the Cayley Hall in Celtic Lodge. All right. This is the thing that you need to make sure is shared so that every resident in that county can make sure they get there. Share this video. Make sure that you screenshot this particular thing right here so that other people are, on the same page as we are and have the You hear
Are
me?
you back?
Yeah.
There you
Don't
go.
let it happen.
All right.
Is so vital for the people of Victoria County. So guys, thank you again for sharing and for tuning in today to the information sessions that me and Marie try to put on so that we can make sure that people know what's going on in their neck of the woods, so to speak, here in Cape Breton Island, because you just never know what dirty little sneaky deeds are happening that they don't want you to know about. And I can tell you right now, this is one of them.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. That's it for us today, guys. Hope you have a great Sunday. It's going to be another hot one out there. Enjoy your day.
See you.